is from Maze Runner. He's from... there's a lot of stuff. He's in a lot of things if you look him up. He's been cast as Adam Warlock for Guardians of the Galaxy 3. I don't know if you've seen that already or heard that.
I did.
But I'm pretty interested to see his take on it. I know he has some time to get physically fit and everything like that. I'm pretty sure he's a physically fit guy anyways. But just to get a little more ripped, I guess, for the character, because, he's going to be a superhero. You want to look pretty good, I guess, for that. Good casting, or excited about that? Don't really care? What are your thoughts on that one?
No, I'm excited. I like him as an actor. He's been in, I think it's called the Ghost Pictures Anthology video game series, where they, I don't know if you know this, but they scan the actual actors, or like they do the mocap stuff, and so it's like actually them. And I think he was a big part of the last installment. So I was pretty excited to see that he's getting out there and getting, recognition. This is a big role for him. You know what I mean? Oh
yeah, I think once you've made it as anything in Marvel, I think you can say you're pretty established. At least you're going to be paid pretty good, I would assume. So, but yeah, I think that's it for my news this week.
Okay.
I probably missed some stuff that you're going to cover. So
yeah, definitely. I'm sure you did that on purpose, and I'm not mad at it.
Yes.
Okay, first and foremost, this week, this will probably be coming out. Actually, yeah, this will be coming out before it's out. But this week, we finally get David Gordon Green's Halloween Kills.
Oh, yes.
In theaters and streaming exclusively on Peacock, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, that's correct.
So, very, very, of course, exciting news.
Oh, man, that's going to be so good.
It's October, and Michael's coming home once again. So, go check that out. Please go support it if you feel confident enough. Go to the theater, see it on the big screen, even though I'm sure I don't have to press a lot of you to go do it. And also I want to give a shout out to Jamie Lee Curtis, who I think for the Halloween Kills premiere, she cosplayed as her mom, Janet Leigh, for Psycho, which is amazing because we just covered that film. I'm telling you, man.
That is so cool.
Oh man.
How do we become relevant with everything? That's crazy.
Everything. Okay. For example, Gutter Garb, shout out to them. Clothing line that I believe follows me is now released a surprise Pumpkinhead clothing line. So that's crazy. And then another Shredder's Apparel just released. This is random. I don't know have you ever seen The Game? David Fincher's The Game yet with Michael Douglas?
Sounds familiar. I've probably seen it. I can't.
It's from 97, so it's a while back. But, so, me and Chris Pollock cover this movie, and all of a sudden, today, that brand drops the shirt. A very iconic shirt from the end of that film, from the climax of that film. So, and that's a movie like of course you barely remember it, it's super underrated. Nobody ever talks about it. So that's insane, and they just these things just keep happening, but I'm for it. It's pretty awesome. We're always ahead of the curve somehow. I don't understand, but moving on to some very, very exciting news. So the past weekend, the original Scream celebrated 25 years of existence and was screened for 2 nights in theaters nationwide, with a brand new trailer for next year's sequel attached to it. So the trailer officially was released to the general public this past Tuesday, and man, does it look promising.
Oh, yeah.
So, let's talk a little bit about the trailer, if you don't mind.
Oh, no, not at all.
First of all, it starts off really, really strong with an iconic, what I'm going to say is probably the opening. That's kind of paying homage to the Drew Barrymore opening in a, obviously in a kind of, in our technology age, however you say that.
Technological.
Yeah. In the modern world, let's say that. That's the correct way, right? So she's texting her friend. This chick is texting her friend, and her landline starts ringing. And then her friend is like, "Hey, you should probably answer that phone call." And then, the girl's like, "How do you know my landline's ringing?" And then her friend responds, "Because this isn't whoever." Yeah. Very, very classic setup. And then, so she goes to run out of the front door and just gets sliced by, of course, Ghostface. Closes the door, locks the door. She has like a kind of state-of-the-art security system, I would say, where she can control all the locks from her phone. So she locks all the doors immediately. And then Ghostface somehow is able to... He's obviously hacked the property somehow and is able to unlock them instantly again. So they go back and forth for a while, and for me, this was, and I'm sure this went over a lot of people's heads, but I think this was like a very low-key nod to Mark Wahlberg's Fear. Because, I don't know if you remember the end, but Reese Witherspoon was a dummy and gave him the password to their house, and they also have like a very nice house, and at the end, there's this kind of home invasion style setup where Mark Wahlberg knows the password, and he starts to unlock the door, and William Peterson runs up and locks it. And then they have words, through the peephole. And it seemed to me, because it's those same locks from Fear. Maybe I'm reading into this. I just want it to be, but it does seem to me like a little nod to Fear. But anyway, moving on.
I could see that.
Yeah. As we move on. We get some narration from Dewey, right? Awesome to see David Arquette back on.
I know, screen. Man. It was great. Definitely looking his age.
Yes, for sure. Nothing wrong with that.
No. He's no longer a deputy or sheriff anymore, right?
Doesn't seem like it.
Yeah, from what I could tell, he looked like he was kind of...
a civilian,
not having such a great day from just his surroundings in his house. Looked kind of beat up.
Maybe they're gonna go that route with this character, like because I mean, think about all of the trauma these guys have been through for 4 movies.
Yeah,
4 movies of this shit, like, and then of course he calls Sydney. And he's like, "Hey, Sydney, like, it's happening again. There's been three murders. Do you have a gun?" And she drops a very meta line, the way that Sydney is very good at doing. "I'm Sydney Prescott. Of course I have a gun."
Perfect. So perfect.
Right. And then as we move on, we get some shots of the new cast, including Dylan Minnette, which I'm pretty excited that he's in this. I like him a lot. He's from Don't Breathe and the was it 13 Reasons Why?
Yes.
Amongst other stuff. But yeah, so they show some of the new cast to get you kind of acquainted with them, and then we meet Gale Weathers finally. Of course, Courtney Cox is coming back.
Yeah, with no bangs. So I'm okay with that.
I actually heard recently that was David Arquette's idea for her to get bangs like that, and he was like, "Yeah, he said, and I'm paraphrasing, but get like the Betty Page haircut, which is, I don't know who told her that was the Betty Page haircut, but."
Oh, man.
Yeah. It's a fun fact for you.
Early fun fact.
Yeah. But of course, this was just a teaser. We don't get anything very meaty, and I'm happy about that. I don't like knowing too much before. I want to go in kind of blind. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
you notice that I hope they leave it with maybe at tops one more trailer.
Yes.
But keep it like this one. Don't show anything. No more plot points or anything like that. Really quick, like half-second shots, like they did towards the from the middle to the end of this teaser, which I thought was perfect. And I love the fact. I know you're going to talk about it. Probably the closing line of the teaser. What Ghostface says to Sydney.
Yes, but before we get to that, it seems like all of the victims now are related to the killers from the past.
Previous killers, right?
And that is very interesting.
Yes, I love that. That's really cool.
So it seems like they're getting pretty creative with the writing. And then if you want to talk about the closing line that Ghostface drops on Sydney.
Yeah, he just says, Sydney, it's an honor, basically. That's just really cool. Just to acknowledge that, he knows who she is, basically. Everyone in that universe knows who she is, but he's basically like, it's an honor to kill you. I would assume so. But yeah, what are your thoughts on that? You like that, the little line that he left?
Yeah, I did. Of course, Ghostface, that voice is super iconic. And
is that the original voice from the original one?
Yeah, the guy's name escapes me, and I feel shitty about it, but it's him. It's the original guy who's done. It's been the same guy the entire time.
Okay, because I'm really glad that they were able to get him, because I don't think I could hear it from anyone else.
Yeah,
if that makes sense. It's such an iconic voice, and just to when I heard it, I'm like, oh my god, that guy, whoever they got, sounds just like the guy from the original ones. But
no, it's him. It's him, because
okay.
I remember there was a big thing about people were excited about the when they rebooted the Scream series and did like a mini series spinoff.
Yeah,
its own thing. The big thing that everyone was excited for is because they got that same voice actor to do Ghostface. So they got him for this.
Awesome.
Yeah, very, very excited. We aren't too far away. It's coming out in January. We're in October. We have a couple more months, and we're gonna, before we know it, it'll be just like Halloween Kills this week. It's gonna be Scream 5 or Scream.
I know, that's so cool.
All right, man. Weekly Rex, what do you got?
Oh yeah, so I got something. I don't know if you've seen it or not. It's a Netflix original series. Second season is going to be coming out, I think, within the next couple of months. It's called Lock and Key. So basically, there's a house that has these magical keys hidden throughout it, and you can. It's a really hard, for me, it's hard to explain. It's a really crazy premise. But check it out. Watch the trailer. It's called Lock and Key. It's a Netflix original series. I think it's a pretty good series if you're not a fan of like really scary stuff. But I think it does go along with the season that we're in. I think it's a really cool show to introduce to younger viewers. If they don't really like really scary stuff, they can watch this because it's a little creepy. There's some creepy moments and stuff like that. But definitely check it out. Jordan, he loves it. I mean, he loves everything creepy and weird. But my family loves this show. So definitely check it out. The kid from, I'm trying to think of his name. It's from that movie you saw. I know what the poster looks like. He is half his face is painted like a skull. He's a little kid, like a little blonde-haired kid.
The Prodigy?
Prodigy, yes, that kid. He's in it. He's one of the main characters in the series. So check that out if you'd like. And then my other one is another kind of kid-friendly movie, I guess you would say, is The House with the Clocks in its Walls. House with the Clock in His Walls. Jack Black is in it.
It's the
Kate